What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. I wrote about this for Rand Sports over the summer, but I'm going to touch on it now that we're, more than halfway through the season. The NHL draft is, 4.5 months out. Could Jack Eichel be the greatest American of all time? It's a very legitimate question. He'll obviously be the number 2 pick behind Connor McDavid in the draft. I've talked about McDavid. My friend Connor McDavid, he owns a Power Play with CJ shirt. Still never gets old saying that, by the way. And, with Eichel, 43 points, leading the country in scoring as one of the youngest players in college hockey, really doing some big-time things. You look at, right now, the leading scorer in the NHL, Patrick Kane, American, which is obviously a great thing for USA Hockey and hockey in the United States, the growth of the game. And we're seeing, it was an Olympic year last year. People tuning in, TJ Oshie's heroics, not heroics, having a great game. I don't like using heroics with hockey because playing a game isn't, heroic stuff. Serving in the armed forces is, and Oshie said that, as said as much during the Olympics. Obviously, the women's team coming up aces and, coming up just short against Canada. But this is really an opportunity to grow. I mean, I said point blank, this will be one of the best NHL draft classes for American talent of all time. Obviously, Eichel, Hannafin, Werenski, Colin White. I've gone on and on. A lot of those guys from New England. There's really some great players coming up, and I think it's going to be a fantastic, moment in June when you see the amount of American players get drafted high. But Eichel could be better than all of them. The highest scoring American-born player of all time is technically Brett Hull, but obviously he's Canadian. Played for us internationally, appreciate that, but it's Mike Modano. Michigan native, and then Housley, Roenick, Keith Tkachuk, and Joey Mullen. Was it 3 of those guys from 2 of those guys are from New England. Joey Mullen plays college hockey in New England. So, and actually 3 of them could have been New England college hockey guys, but Roenick left Boston College after one day. And you look at those guys. Modano at 1,374 points in the show. Eichel's got a long way to go to get there, but if you've seen this kid play in person, and I highly recommend if you have the opportunity, if you're in the Boston area or in New England, to catch him play, you absolutely take advantage of it because he is a world-class player. He's one of the most elite college hockey players we've ever seen. He's Colin Wilson's size with Johnny Gaudreau's skill, and that's a scary thought. And when you break down the best Americans of all time, obviously Modano, Kane's going to be up there eventually. Housley, Chris Chelios, Brian Leetch was obviously big time, Patty LaFontaine, Joey Mullen. Mullen really broke the standard, broke the standard, became the first American ever to score 500 goals, and all these guys helped create the presence of American talent in the NHL that exists today. And you look at those guys that won the World Cup of Hockey that were, come up just short in the 2002 gold medal game, or it was 5-2, but they won the silver medal against Canada. Just really did some great things, dominated the 90s. I wanted to be Jeremy Roenick as a kid, kid from Massachusetts that played with the scrappiness and intensity. That also, scored 500 goals in the show. I just think you look at what he's doing, and Eichel could definitely be up there. Little interesting trivia note for you. Among active American-born players, you're going to love this one. Leading scorers among American players, Scott Gomez, who obviously still is back with the Devils. Matt Cohen, David Legwand from Palmerville. Those are your top 4. Kane's 5th, and Kane's played the fewest games of all of them by and large. That's interesting. I did not know that. And then Parisi, Eric Cole, Kessel, and Giunta. Wow, if you would put a gun to my head and said name the active leading scorer among American players, wouldn't have guessed those 3. I didn't know Cohen had 600 points. That's kind of interesting. And David Legwand's not too far off either. Just an aside. Anyway, that's this episode of the Power Play with CJ on Can Jack Eichel go on to be one of, if not the greatest American player of all time. Stay tuned for episodes of the season and beyond. Later, guys.